Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today I want to talk about what everybody's talking about, and that is what is going to happen to the photography industry with all these tariffs. So let's get started. Well, the first thing we know is everything changes by the hour, it seems. I've been watching this progress for a while now, and every time I get ready to make a video, there's a new change. So who knows what'll happen by the time this video goes live. This is not a political discussion. This is just talking about tariffs on cameras and how we can survive this as photographers. If it comes about, who knows, it may change. But, and this is only my opinion, I don't know, as nobody really knows. Here's my opinion. If you are a photographer and this is your living and you're looking to upgrade, or you were looking to upgrade in a year or so to a newer camera, go ahead and get it now, like tonight. Go on Adorama or B&H, wherever, buy the camera you want. If you've got the money, go ahead and do it. Even if you put it on a credit card, it's going to be cheaper than a lot of the different. I think I saw at one point Olympus was going up something like 44%. The numbers change, everything changes. So there's nothing written in stone. I'm just trying to help you guys get through this, help us all get through this, because this is so much of our stuff doesn't, and mostly this is for, USA. There are no camera manufacturers in the USA. It's not like we can say, well, forget Canon, Nikon, everybody, we're going to buy from our American photography company, because there is no American photography camera maker. I think Kodak made one in like 1971. Might have been the last one, somewhere in there. Don't quote me on that. But I think what we need to do, like I said, if you're an established photographer and you've been thinking about upgrading your camera in the next year or so, go ahead and get it now. If you need to get a B&H credit card, an Adorama credit card, you can get 0% interest for a year if you don't have the money to pay for it all up front. If you're a hobbyist, go ahead and get that camera if you've got the money now. If you don't have the money now, but you've already got equipment that's good, keep your equipment maintained. Take it and get it cleaned, or learn to clean it yourself. That's what I do. I clean most of my stuff myself. Every now and then I'll take stuff up to the camera repair place and just get them to check it out. And this is more than cameras. This is the camera batteries, flashes, pretty much everything we use, lighting, everything is in this. So if you're gonna need it, and you know you're gonna need it because this is your living, try to go ahead and purchase it as soon as possible. If you don't have the money, we'll have a little bit of time, I think, before it dwindles down to the used market, like KEH, places like that. I think it'll be a little longer. Like if everything took effect tomorrow, I think it would be a little longer before it trickles down to the used equipment. And I've said forever on this channel, you don't always need the latest and greatest equipment. It's what you know up here more than what your camera can do. But the new cameras make it easier to do things. I've got a Canon 70D that I've had for a long time. I've got a Canon 50D, 30D. I've got some really old ones. I can still shoot a wedding with those if need be. It's just not as easy as it is with some of the new equipment. But like I said, if you can't afford to buy a new camera right now or very, very soon before the tariffs, if they hit and everything goes sky high, the equipment that you've got right now, just take really good care of it. Maybe look into the used market, because I think it will work its way down into the used market. Eventually it'll have to. So places like KH and that will have to raise their prices, because as you know, if a camera goes from 3,000 to 4,000 new, then it's not going to depreciate as quick. So therefore used stuff is going to cost more. So if you can afford to buy used stuff right now, go ahead and get the best used camera that you can afford to get. There may be some prices, like if you're a wedding photographer, you may have to go up some on your wedding prices. Most everything is going up, so it shouldn't be a shock to people if they call and they find out it costs a little bit more to get their wedding pictures taken. It's just really something I don't think I've never seen anything like it in my life. I don't really have an answer. Those are, the last few nights I've just been thinking about this. I'm like, how do we get past this as photographers? Hopefully we won't have to deal with it, or if we do, hopefully it won't last long, or if it lasts long, hopefully it won't be some of these incredible rates that were I've heard 100 and something percent on Chinese products, and that's just not doable. That's just take all of your Godox, I think is all Chinese. So take all your Godox stuff and double the price. Then you don't want to do that. Even though Godox has some very good prices and put up very good product, it's going to get a lot more expensive. If you double anything, it gets gets pricey in a hurry. So go ahead and take care of it now. If you don't have the money to buy used or new, take care of the gear that you've got now. Take it once a year and get it checked out at a camera repair shop. I'm in Atlanta. We've got a couple of them. You may be in a place where you have to mail it somewhere to get it checked out and cleaned and that sort of stuff. Take good care of your flashes and everything. Just I guess what I'm trying to say is we need to make our stuff last longer. And like I said, hopefully this don't happen. But if it does, we will find a way to get through it. I believe we will. And if this is your living, it's especially, I'm mostly talking to photographers that do this for a living, because, this is how you survive. You want to be smart about what you do. Don't overbuy right now. Don't go buy 3 brand new cameras if you weren't planning on buying 3. I've had a lot of cameras through the years, knock on wood, and I can't hardly think of hardly any of them ever actually just breaking beyond repair. So you can make equipment last a long time, and the equipment is good. I mean, you can take a camera from 2015 and do a wedding with it and be just fine if you know what you're doing. Mixed in with all the other stuff that seems to be getting higher, it's just getting a little bit harder to make a profit. You can raise your prices, but there's a limit to what people can afford. At some point, they will have to cut back on stuff. So it may get to the point where you have to offer smaller weddings. I know years ago we had, I think it was 2008 when the market went down really bad. We offered a package that did not include the reception. We would do the before pictures, the ceremony, all the after shots, and then we would usually run over and cut the cake if it was in the same place. We just wouldn't stay for the rest of the reception. I told them just get people with cameras, take pictures with their phones, whatever. Send us some good ones. We can get them printed, but that'll save them 3, 4, 5. How many hours the reception? It saves them a lot of money, but you still do the most important shots because you're not going to sell many 16 by 20s of people dancing. So your family shots, your ceremony shots, that's all your important shots that you want to make sure you can get. So, let's hang in there together and let's don't panic. I think we'll get through this. And like I said, things change so crazy quick that it'll probably be different by the time I go back upstairs and hear something brand new. So we'll just stick in there together. We're all in this boat together. We can get through it. Like I said, I'll repeat real quick. If you're in business and you need another camera, get it immediately. Adorama, KEH, go get them. They're still on sale. I was just looking at I think it was Adorama. They had some cameras that were $400 or $500 off. So jump on those for sure. And if you can't buy a new one just yet, get some used equipment. And if you can't afford that right now, just hang on to the gear that you've got. And that's about all we can do at the moment. We'll ride this out and see what happens. If you guys have any questions, you can leave them at the bottom. I'm not an expert on any of this kind of stuff. I'm just in the middle of this boat that's rocking with the rest of you guys. So we will see what happens. We'll get through it. Hang in there. And we'll all hope for the best. And I believe we'll get through it. We'll survive. Don't panic. I know it can be frustrating and it can be a little bit scary, especially if you're only been in business 2 or 3 years and you're building your clientele. And now you're looking at huge increases in prices on cameras and everything that goes along with it. So just hang in there. I think it'll all work out in time. If I can help you guys out, leave a question down at the bottom. For helping you out, leave us a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. You guys have a great day and we will get through this. Thank you. Have a good one.